the winner of this year's BBC New Comedy Award. It's Janine Haroni.
Hello, everybody. I'm Janine. Very nice to meet you. I am originally from New York, but a really strange part of New York City called Staten Island. And the people of Staten Island can be summed up by one story. One time on a bus there, I overheard a woman say, "You guys have been so lovely. I'm just going to leave you with one last story." So like I said, I'm a stay-at-home actress, but a few months ago I got cast in a film opposite Stephen Knight. And I was super excited to I'll never ever see her again. And even if I did...
Talk about the suit. Oh yeah. Girl turns to me, she's like, "Oh wow, that was amazing. Thank you. Don't worry about it. Just doing my job." I'm sorry, what was that? What did you say?
The fighting in Syria for Islamic State militants. Ankara has stepped up the deportation of terrorism suspects to their country of origin, aiming to send home most of its 1,200 IS detainees. Sudan's government and a coalition of rebel groups have signed a roadmap document that they say should work in a peace deal for Darfur by February. The chief rebel negotiator in Darfur called it an important step towards lasting peace. Speaker of the Cypriot Parliament
word in my special a lot. So I was like, I did that, then this happened, this happened, Allah, then that happened, Allah. So now my whole special is about that I did that, Allah. Then this happened, Allah. That's why the special was so successful, because I had help from the boss. German for that, you know. I'm like, I don't know you. I don't want to know how you doing, you know. I don't even understand why you ask me how I'm doing. Radio theater. He was like, "Oh, so what's happening there?" And he's like, "And what are you doing there?" I was like, "I'm a comedian." And he's like, "Wow, really?" I was like, "Yes, and I do have an acting special." And he was like, "Get out!" And I was like, "No, I paid for this ride." Hello, I have a receipt. I'm German.
I'll let the back stand away.
Okay, so let's go.
It was difficult, but also I felt lucky.
Okay, but you felt driven. You felt it important to tell the story, which, I mean, you could say any journalist might feel that. But was there something beyond that? Was there something else driving you that perhaps related to your own family's experience?
So I'm very forthright in the book in talking about the way in which my family history, which included my sister's sexual assault allegation against a powerful guy in Hollywood, was weaponized against him and used as a cudgel by Harvey Weinstein, who searched for any and all personal dirt to throw at me in these legal threat letters that came at me.
Okay, you said abuse allegation against a powerful figure in Hollywood. And the powerful figure in Hollywood was your father,
Yes.
Woody Allen. I mean, it's a well-documented story. Not everyone is going to know about it, though. So, I mean, this is your mother, the actor Mia Farrow, had 14 biological and adopted children. Son of your father, Woody Allen. Woody Allen then, when they split up, he married one of your sisters, and another, Helen, who was, what, just over 2 years older than you.
Yes.
And made an allegation to 7 against your father. And she seemed, you write about it in the book, and why you wanted them to do a paternity test, because you could, by taking a DNA test, actually separate yourself from this man who was then essentially your father.
I do actually, in my writing, it was important that she did. It was important that the sources did to have the truth.
Harvey Weinstein himself said that he, because of the conversations with him, where you were wanting him to response to the charges you were making. You put that in the United States 14 years ago. The community
community got together to fight the damper of toxic sludge, and the world's first law recognising nature's right as certain rights was passed. It meant the ecosystem was classed as a person under the eyes of...
I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean.
Last year was widely seen as marking a shift in the global conversation about our effect on the environment.
And that to me is great reason for optimism, because we're finally coming to a place where we understand that our own survival depends on us making a fundamental shift.
Be in the situation we're in now. That is such a hard question to.
Basically impossible. It's not going to happen. Just a final thought to you, Marwan. What about then this new East Med energy deal that's been signed today between Israel, Greece, and Cyprus? How does this go against Turkey's ambitions? Because we know that Turkey signed a deal with the Libyans. So I guess in a broader sense, it is all about geopolitics to the point that you make. Here, the strategic positioning works with the economic positioning. Let's remind our viewers around the world that according to one American strategic or geographic survey, there are some 100 billion barrels of oil in the Mediterranean and 100 trillion cubic meters of gas. So this all smells of gas, but it stinks with geopolitics. By the way, always good to get your thoughts. Marwan Bashar, our senior political analyst. Thank you, Mark. Right, lots of stuff.
People are queuing up to get into petrol stations. Trade traffic isn't able to get through.
Thousands heeded the advice to leave Bateman's Bay and drive north towards Sydney, many with nothing left to say but themselves.
Our house is gone, it's completely burned. We found it yesterday morning for sure. We went out there, the block that we were on has been burnt from one side to the other.
Began in October. It's been a record-breaking year. The fires arrived earlier and with more fury.
Well, there's no doubt natural disasters are turned that way, and because that's what they are. They are natural disasters. What we're saying is we cannot control the natural disaster, but what we can do is control our response.
Firefighters are trying to control the risk by destroying the bush first, backburning to create natural fire breaks. Residents were too. Those choosing to stay gathered supplies and fuel for generators and pumps.
If the wind changes, it could impact quite heavily on my house and my neighbours and my family's house. They've got further family members further up the road from us, so yeah, no, it's basically survival.
These residents restocking, preparing to face the fires head on. Charlotte Dallas, Al Jazeera.
At least 21 people.
Outside the city,
Consists of the Popular Mobilization Forces will once again gather, now this time not in front of the US Embassy, but on the other side of the river, to once again commemorate those fighters who were killed in the US airstrike. At the same time, it remains to be seen whether there will be another crowd in Tahrir Square, which is not too far away, basically gathering as a form of counter-demonstration to basically voice their disapproval and criticism of the move of the Popular Mobilization Forces to move on the US Embassy.
All right, Simona Fulton there live for us from Baghdad. Simona, thank you. All right, time for a short break here now, Jazeera. When we come back, we go to Sri Lanka, where the new president's role during the civil war is causing fear among Tamil minorities.
I think we should have a debate on healthcare.
And it's top of the agenda for US Democratic presidential hopefuls in a country with the most expensive healthcare in the world. And in sport, LeBron James stars for the Lakers in the NBA summer has
When did this happen?
More on that, stay with us.
Ay, ay, ay. I have to change the leather. I don't know when this crack happened. Maybe when I was testing it when it was still dry. Yo, that's not nice. Not nice. New leather.
sector, which accounts for 80% of UK economic activity, the balance of firms reporting increased domestic sales fell from +15 in the third quarter to +11 in the fourth quarter. And those reporting increased domestic orders also fell from +9 to +6. There was better news in the manufacturing sector though. The balance of manufacturing firms which reported increased domestic sales rose from 0 in the third quarter to +4 in the fourth quarter. And those that reported and there are signs that the Prime Minister's relentless optimism is having an impact on public sentiment. A new doctor last year
The first leather I made for this knife, the lottery knife, there was some cracks in it, and I think that happened when I was fitting the leather when it was still dry. And I discovered those cracks too late. But anyways, I have made another piece of leather, and it's soaking now. So while that is happening, it has to be there in the water for at least a couple of hours. And while that is happening, I have started on another knife handle. This one is for a direct purchase, which I have mentioned in previous videos, that I also take direct orders, and for those I take 200 euros. And this knife handle will be completely in moose, Northern European moose antler. The whole handle, the whole piece of it. And I'm right now what I'm doing is just shaping it straight, so that, and I will leave some material so that I can appreciate about how they handle, how much material I have to work with. So I'm really looking forward to this one also. Moose antler is different than reindeer antler in the sense that it's more compact. There's not as much porous content inside, so it's a nicer moose handle, nicer antler to work with knives. You don't have to be as careful to shape it down too far down into the softer inside. So I really look forward to this one. Let's see how it will turn out.
Restraint. While the United Kingdom's Foreign Secretary says that all parties was signalled or triggered following those demonstrations
it was a staged deployment of troops from the US, but this is going to escalate in the days ahead.
Mike, thanks very much indeed. Mike Hanna in Washington, D.C. Let's take this on. We can speak now to our senior political analyst, Marwan Bashar, and he joins us here in the studio. So, Marwan, Donald Trump's maximum pressure campaign is national to be acting according to anyone's schedule, agenda, or I would say sentiment like John Bolton. Because in the past 3 years, we've spoken about Trump being influenced in media that basically forced President Trump to act in a way that is probably not conducive for his statement. President Trump is thinking unlike President Obama. He's thinking like a businessman on this issue. And the second rule of business, after the first rule, which is make profit, the second rule of business is reduce your losses in the future. And I think President Trump probably has come to the decision that there is no point of America betting on Iraq any longer. That America's involvement in Iraq or in Syria or in Afghanistan makes no sense to American national interest. America does not need the oil because it produces oil more than anyone else in the world. It does not need the gas, and certainly does not need the headache. So in as far as the American president, who is now in the middle of negotiating basically an exit from Afghanistan after 18 years of war, and who's basically redeployed out of Syria except for a small presence of oil wells there, that he might be thinking that, you know what, it's true that we spent trillions on heated electric, but let's all remember that Iran is facing incredible difficulties at this point in time. The sanctions are working, the economy is crippled, the exports have been reduced, of oil have been reduced dramatically. And so while Soleimani is considered a hero by many, a lot of Iranians want to move on for more of the same tensions with the United States, tensions in the region, and the whole idea of proxy war and proxy conflict, and they want to focus on the economy, and they want to focus on normalization, like we've seen after 2013. So Iran, I think, is divided as much as the United States is divided. Some want to see a global role, a regional role, and some would like to see more build up and nation building within Iran, not in Iraq. All right, Marwan, thanks very much indeed. Marwan Bashar, our senior political analyst. Well, a quick recap of our rolling coverage and what can be seen as a major escalation in the Middle East. Iran's top military commander, Qasem Soleimani, has been killed in a US airstrike in Iraq's capital, Baghdad. The Pentagon said President Trump ordered the attack to protect US personnel abroad amid escalating tensions between the two countries. Citizens have been urged to leave Iraq. Iran's leaders are condemning the attack, which they're calling an assassination and a warning of severe revenge against the United States. Charlotte Perez has this look now at Islam.
Major General Qasem Soleimani was a senior commander of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and the head of its elite Quds force. He graduated to the role 20 years ago and was regarded as the mastermind of Iran's military strategy in the region. He rarely spoke in public, but gave this interview in October, saying Iran's IRCG had expanded Islamic resistance to 500,000 square kilometers, connecting Iran through Iraq and Syria to Lebanon. The Quds Force runs Iran's foreign military and clandestine operations. The US attributed it to campaigns in Iraq, Lebanon, Syria, Germany, Kenya, Bahrain, and Turkey. Soleimani delegated Iranian diplomats to meet with US officials after the September 11 attacks and briefly worked together against the Taliban. The relationship soon deteriorated. During the Iraq War, the US said Iran, through the Quds Force and Shia militias, killed more than 600 American service members, 17% of all US deaths in the war. The US and Iran's priorities aligned once more in the fight against ISIL, but didn't evolve past the battlefield. In April last year, the US designated the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist organization.
With this designation, we are sending a clear signal.
In Washington, reaction was split along party lines. Republicans supported the strike. Senior Democrats called it reckless.
Soleimani was a murderer, but this reckless move escalates the situation with Iran and increases the likelihood of more deaths and new Middle East conflict. Our priority must be to avoid another costly war.
U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo tweeted a video showing Iraqis celebrating the attack. While Soleimani enjoyed widespread support for leading the charge to displace ISIL from Iraqi strongholds, some Iraqis blame Iran for instability and interference in their country, and Soleimani directly for the deaths of more than 500 Iraqis in violent anti-government protests which began in October. Feared by his enemies inside Iran, Soleimani has for years been one of the most popular national figures of the country, the international face of Iranian resistance to American pressure. He remained largely untouched by the waning popularity in recent years of the country's elected government over economic issues.
You will start this war, but we will be the ones to impose its end. Therefore, you have to be careful about insulting the Iranian people and the president of our republic.
Many Iranians looked on Soleimani as someone who could protect them. Cut down at the height of his popularity by a U.S. strike, his death marks the lowest point in Iran-U.S. relations in decades. Zain Basravi, Al Jazeera.
I also now and then strike the thread with tar. This will help to close the holes and make it more watertight.
The US's belief that their actions could lead to some sort of regime change in Iran, because of course there are many people there that want the government to reform, but most likely could these actions not form of politics in Iraq further down the agenda now that they're having to deal with this, and as you point out, are already a caretaker government?
Absolutely. So it is a very tense calm in Baghdad now in the streets. Although shops are open, but everybody is waiting for reaction. And in the early hours, you saw those celebrations happening in Tahrir Square, which was then very quickly muted down. And they did say that although they called this a violation of sovereignty of Iraq, but they did not condemn the killing of Qasem Soleimani, who many protesters here in Iraq have been holding responsible for the killing of hundreds of people.
Of how Iran will respond in the next 24 hours. So July there with the very latest live from Tehran. Dulce, thank you. So Israel has bolstered its military presence along its border with Lebanon and Syria, and we've
in Yemen and so on. So you can imagine how much the Iranian guys will be very forceful and also very targeted on the American interests. But at the same time,
Iranian could force. The US remains committed to de-escalation. I mean, I think that's a point that is going to be contended in some way or other, considering what's just happened. But we have also heard from Angela Merkel's spokeswoman, who says that this is a dangerous point of escalation. Prudence, restraint and de-escalation have been called for. French junior minister, foreign minister Amélie de Montchalin says that this is what we fear. Tensions between the United States and Iran are increasing, and that the French priority is to stabilise the region. Generally then, the consensus seems to be that this is a very dangerous Iranian Quds force. The US remains committed to de-escalation. I mean, I think that's a point that is going to be contended in some way or other, considering what's just happened. But we have also heard from Angela Merkel's spokeswoman, who says that this is a dangerous point of escalation. Prudence, restraint and de-escalation have been called for. French junior minister, foreign minister Amélie de Montchalin says that this is what we fear. Tensions between the United States and Iran are increasing, and that the French priority is to stabilise the region. Generally then, the consensus seems to be that this is a very dangerous moment. Most European countries refraining though from directly condemning what the United States has done, except, as you might expect, the Russians. And the foreign ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova there has said that the US is only interested in changing the Middle East balance of power.
Rory must remember the attack to, quote, protect US personnel abroad amid escalating tensions between the two countries. Citizens have been urged to leave Iraq. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says the attack was lawful and that the United States does not seek war with Iran. Iran's leaders are condemning the attack, which they're calling an assassination, and a warning of severe revenge against the United States. Let's hear now from Charlotte Bellis, who has this look at Soleimani's life.
Major General Qasem Soleimani was a senior commander of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and the head of its elite Quds force. He graduated the role 20 years ago and is regarded as the mastermind of Iran's military strategy.
Plus, for America to be involved in Iraq and Afghanistan at this point in time, after 18 years of war in Afghanistan that led to not much, and after 16 years of war and conflict in Iraq that had led only to, the loss of blood and treasure, as it were, in Iraq, why shouldn't the United States just simply deploy out of Iraq and Afghanistan? And I think if
journalism is about telling the stories of those human beings on the ground with the listening post on Al Jazeera.
A dramatic escalation in regional tensions as the US kills one of Iran's top military commanders. Hello, I'm Patron. This is Al Jazeera live from Doha. Also coming up in the program, Qasem Soleimani led the revolution.
Excuse me, Iran's response to this attack. This body is made up of the president and the head of the judiciary streets of Tehran. So many know his background, his military skills is very much in the forefront and very common knowledge among Iranians. It's also his personality that has created this aura of mystery about him. He did not speak in public very often. He did not give interviews. There's only one known interview that he gave just last October about the Hezbollah war with Israel. And that's been the only official interview he's given. He's a very much private person. He did not like a lot of fanfare. And he was very close to the supreme leader and spent many, many years as his close friend and confidant. And they worked very closely together. And the first person to actually react and issue a statement was Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, issuing a very stern warning to the Americans that there will be revenge, that they will pay for the assassination of Qasem Soleimani.
All right, Dorsa, thanks very much. Dorsa Dubai reporting from Tehran. Well, speaking to US media, Secretary of State Michael Perry said the strike was justified and legal under US law. He said it prevented Soleimani from launching an imminent attack because the killing saved US lives and the risk of doing nothing was enormous.
Do our best to release everything that we know that's appropriate that we can, that doesn't put anyone at risk. We'll do our best. We want the world to understand that there was, in fact, an imminent attack taking place. The American people should know that this was an intelligence-based investment that drove this.
Let's cross now to Alan Fisher at the Princeton, our correspondent there. And Alan, Pompeo swift to defend US.
Exactly, but there's a contradiction in what he says. He also said that because of the action that has been taken by the president, then Americans are a lot safer today. Yet we're seeing the American administration urging all Americans in Iraq to leave the country as quickly as possible because of threats from Iran and elsewhere. It's not entirely clear whether congressional leadership was informed before this attack. Normally, before something like this happens, you would have the leader of the Democrats in the House and the Senate, and also the head of the Republicans in the House and the Senate informed. Kevin McCarthy, who is the head of the Republicans in the House, appears to have been at Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump's private estate in Florida, where he has been spending the Christmas and New Year break. He appears to have been there last night and tweeted out his approval of what the president has done. The president himself initially just tweeted out cryptically an American flag. He's since elaborated, saying that Iran has never won a war but never lost a negotiation. He then went on to say that General Soleimani had been responsible for the death of hundreds of Americans, the injuring of thousands of Americans, and should have been taken out years ago. But there are those in Congress who will be asking the question, first of all, was this legal? Because it's Congress that declared war. So is this seen as an act of war? Is the United States essentially saying they want to go to war with Iran? Donald Trump himself has said over the last couple of days that he prefers peace and believes Iran does too. But they also want to know why they weren't informed. The important thing here is going to be the evidence that Mike Pompeo and Mark Esper, who's the defense secretary, keep talking about. They're saying, look, we took this action because we believed there was an imminent threat to Americans. and so we had to do this. Well, there'll be senior figures on both sides who will want to see what that evidence is. It may not become public for very obvious reasons, because some of it may have been gathered covertly or by the intelligence services, but there will be those in senior positions in Congress who will want to know what this evidence was that led the United States to take such dramatic action, and has so many people talking about an escalation in military action in the Middle East. One other thing to say, Donald Trump by instinct does not like confrontation. He campaigned and did if needed, and we are told there could be more troops heading in that direction in the coming hours. But we're not expecting a public briefing from the Pentagon at any point on Friday, and again, that is something that a concern that many Democrats have, and they've spoken to me about this in the past. They are worried that Donald Trump is very much a reactive president. So here he is told, look, there is a threat to Americans, the intelligence services recommend an airstrike. He agrees to that, and that goes forward.
Teenager Phil Foden wrapped up a 4-1 win. 12-time winners Manchester United escaped with a draw at Wolverhampton, firstly thanks to a point-blank save from Sergio Romero. And then everyone on the pitch thought Wolves had scored, but replays showed that Matt Doherty had headed into his own arm, so no goal after that. And they'll play again in Manchester in 2 weeks' time. Newcastle face a replay with third-tier Rochdale.
What points have been discussed so far? It has been reported if Iran retaliate more sanctions, can import will be they will have a reaction. And this message was clearly more clearly conveyed to those who were in contact with him. All parties were in his counterpart advocating restraint, but nobody of mediation. Those who are advising us to restrain, to reduce tensions, they should to retaliate in the best way, and at the meantime is trying to avoid war. You spoke about mediation, but the point that has mentioned today is about the mediation of Oman. Is there any realities behind this news? No, there is no reality behind this. We did not have any delegation from Oman. The only meeting we had, or Iranian officials had with Oman, was Zarif's trip to Oman, in which he had a meeting with all levels. That's all.
In the years ahead, on a regular basis, to the United States and what they've done. The foreign minister also has been tweeting, and he's also spoken out. He was on state television on Saturday evening. He has been tweeting this on Sunday as well, saying that the United States president has been speaking as though he is a terrorist in a sheath. And he said that his threats of attacking 52 cultural and heritage sites in Iran is tantamount to a war crime, and he should be held responsible. Of course, he's referring to the tweet that was put out by the U.S. president early this morning about the fact that they are ready and able to attack 52 sites within Iran that are culturally very significant and important. The Iranians have said this is in reference to the fact that Iran held 52 U.S. citizens hostage when they took over the U.S.
This act was against all national and international laws around the world. No one person and no country, we are actually facing an enemy who are violating laws, international laws, and the international community should come together against this heinous act, especially those who are the update that I can share with you is it is in relation to the creation 75th anniversary of Security Council. The Mr. Jawad Zarif as foreign minister and also as for his specialty of international relations, he has been invited to attend this session and deliver a speech in the UN Security Council. If he was to be issued a visa, it would be a good opportunity for the Islamic Republic of Iran to elaborate on the one-sided acts of the US and heinous act that they have committed to bring it into the attention of the world. My questions have been asked, but I would like to find out about the gathering that will take in Tehran. I would seek your view on that. Will some regional countries, especially regional countries, have been invited, but I'm not aware of their confirmation. But I'm aware that ministerial level and deputy ministerial level in international experts, particularly from the region, and some international journalists will always will also attend this gathering. In relation to U.S. presence, U.S. forces presence is consider them a threat to the region, and we believe we have been living in harmony for centuries in the region. We have been in the region when US didn't have
to de-escalate the situation. Now, what Iran wants is a withdrawal by the US from the region. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but that's what Iran wants. If the United States was to withdraw from Iraq, maybe that could be a de-escalation that Iran could save face, because there's a lot of people within this country, politicians and normal people, that just want revenge.
Asad Bey joining us live of the spiritual father. That they were proud of him and following him to keep for Iran. And one person told me he wasn't just a person, he was a nation. He was the father of Iran. So he's much more of an ideology as well as a commander of the workforce, really a revolutionary guard. And the deadline people are mourning, but they are also very angry. They want revenge. They said that they hope that Iran will hold those responsible accountable for what they've done to the general ceremony.
And across this period of mourning, Dorsa, we're going to see other events as well. Tell us what's going to happen as we move towards his burial on Tuesday.
Well, this is now of what the state funeral. His body arrived in Ahvaz from Baghdad this morning. He is now in Mashhad. It will then travel to Tehran later this evening, and then tomorrow morning the leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei will have funeral service spread over his coffin in Tehran University, and then the body will be moved once again on Tuesday morning to Tehran, which is a ceremony hometown. And as for his own wishes, he will be buried there on Tuesday. This is the kind of event time between a funeral service to the scale where the body has been moved from city to city so the entire country will have a chance to really say goodbye to this person. And Dorsa, it was interesting listening to Abbas Mousavi there when he was talking and answering questions. And I know that he said that the mood has certainly been one that people want to see a strong reaction. But he also talked about hanging back and listening to the diplomatic efforts of some countries who have reached out.
Yeah, certainly. I think the officials here, once they got over the shock of what had happened of the assassination itself, are now at a position where we know that they've made the decision of how they will respond. There was an emergency session of the Supreme National Security Council on Friday, provided by the Supreme Leader himself.
All right.
And once that meeting wrapped up,
Only thing missing now is to punch a hole there for the belt loop.
that response is going to pan out, but the president has hinted that they will not respond.
And after that we will go through the knife. The knife, the handle, the leather, the design. Okay, let's punch a hole there. Okay, another knife is ready, and this one already has an owner, and we will talk about the concept, but first let's go through the knife. So reindeer antler, birch bark, reindeer antler. Cow leather, and here is some detail burning in the edges. The loop is I just glued it together and sawed 2 points there so it will not come off. You saw in the video that I was working on this antler piece here, and also that I shaped out a pin, a small protrusion, and that protrusion works as a stopper for the leather piece, so that when you take it off, it stops it. And there is also a small notch in here that also acts as a secondary stopper. And back in the days in Lapland, there would be several ways to attach keeping the leather on there, and they all have different protrusions, either just a shoulder around the antler piece, or stoppers like this pin, different configurations of them. And I thought I would do that on this one also, that it would act as an aesthetic balance to this copper pin there. The shape, I hope it focuses. The shape of the end, it's just a slight play of lines. I don't know if you see. I didn't want to do any fancy stuff, just slight lines going and ending, and maybe if you have some imagination you could see a head there with eyes, and so maybe you can play with your imagination to see what that head would what kind of animal would have it. Anyways, I also put, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, there is also, I drilled a hole here for airing, in case you put in the knife while it's wet. There is a small airing ventilation hole there that goes all the way to the blade, to the hollow inside here. Okay, so here we are. Knife is ready, and what I advertised as a lottery concept has changed. If you have seen that last week's video, and there was a comment that raised a very good point, saying that that person, Erika, you can go and find her name. Erika raised a very good point that I didn't even consider, which is that there might be a law about lottery law. And so after a quick look and some reading, it turns out that Erika is right. There are some rules and regulations around organizing lotteries for different kinds of benefits, and so that changed the concept of this, and I'm not sure I will get the permit as a private person, the license to organize a lottery of this type. It's mostly groups that require memberships, or small hobbying, or school classes who wants to organize a lottery to fund a trip that benefits that group, the class, or the hobbyists. And so there are lots of rules and regulations around it. But I got some help to find a way around this. So instead of calling it a lottery, I had to quickly change the concept of it. So it is a competition now, and the difference is that it requires a bit more participation from anyone who is interested to put in €6 for this knife. And for this knife, that competition is closed. There was 3 participants, and I contacted all of them and told them about this change, and they were all fine with it. So the competition is that it's still €6, €1 for PayPal fees and €5 to me, and it is an entry fee to the competition. And in return, I ask the participants to send in a personal motivation in any form, in any way and shape and form. It could be a poem, it could be a rhyme, it could be just a writing, a song, anything that I don't know how you would like to transfer a song to participate, but any form of motivation that would motivate absolutely why you should get this knife. And I did get in some motivations from all participants except for one, and I think that person is also okay with how things turned out. And the winning motivation is August from Denmark. And I really liked your motivation, and for me your motivation really put many levels, emphasized many levels to how this knife should be used. And I'm paraphrasing, I'm not reading exactly what you conveyed, but you said that you would be a very proud owner of this knife, and you would take it out there in the outdoors and really use it. And you also regard it as you like the history of the knife. You followed how it was made, and you also see the value of it. If you would take good care of it, that it would reach to your children. So something that you would pass on to your kids. And for me, that's a very nice way to look at it, and it's also something that I strive towards in making these things. They are all handmade. They are tedious to make. They do take time, and but it's also the quality I put into it, and I would like it to be used. They are working knives, and thank you, August, for your nice motivation. You also mentioned that you really like the concept that I'm practically giving it away for free, which is true, and so for €6 it is practically for free, and you really like to follow the videos, so thank you for that. So August, this is your knife. I have your address through your payment and also that email that you sent, so I will contact you regarding the shipping costs. I will find out how much it costs to ship this to Denmark to you, and we will take it on a private level through our communications. So congratulations, August, this is your knife. What I will do is just sharpen it up a little, or perhaps you would like to do that yourself, but I will give it a good polish to sharpen it up a little. And also, I don't know how big your hands are, August, but I left the handle quite fat. They are a bit too big for my hand, and I would think my hands are averagely a bit smaller than medium sized. So it's better to leave a bit more material than too little. So if you have smaller hands, you still can shape it a little and give it your own personal touch. Just sandpaper it a little, very slightly, and not too much at a time. Just do a little bit and feel how it fits in your hand, and sandpaper it a bit more. And after you have sandpapered, you might want to put some additional linseed oil on it, or just shoe fat, regular natural shoe fat. August, congratulations. And to everyone else, the concept of this will continue. I will make more knives like this, and also in the future I want to make other products, all handmade. And the concept has changed from lottery. We don't call it lottery anymore, rather we call it a competition with an entry fee of €6. And you have to motivate why absolutely you have to have the knife or the future product. So thank you guys for following this, and I hope to catch you on the next video as well. Thank you everyone. Have a good one.